Hey everyone, it's Kate, and today I thought that I would actually put my voice to camera and just talk to you about what I'm doing. So, I have the idea to create a collage piece and then put some of my favorite quotes about positivity onto the page, and then I was going to kind of have it coming from the girl, like everything that surrounds her. So what I did first was I wrote in pencil just to kind of make sure that the quotes would fit on the line. And then as you can see now, I am going back over with pen. So my original idea was to get about 10 different quotes on there. And well, as you're going to see, that did not happen. I also was changing up the color, which initially after I did it, I was kind of bummed that I had done that, but it actually led to something a little bit later on that you'll see that I use that kind of the two different colors to create the final piece. So now I'm just like erasing with one of those, like I think it's they call it a kneaded eraser, maybe kneaded eraser, I think. They're super cheap. You can get them at any store. I think they're like under $2. And now I've pasted down my image. I had specifically cut off the top part of her head on purpose, and I knew I wanted to use her in something, but I hadn't quite figured out what. So now I'm just finishing off the piece by putting radiate positivity, but this is when I started to realize that I am running into a problem. So now I'm trying to make the words really pop, and that's something that I've seen, who is it? What's her name? Collage artist. I have a bunch of her stuff. Oh, what is it? Tisha Moore. Love Tisha Moore. So I thought I would do that, but I still just didn't like the way it looked. So then continuing on, I was like, now I'm going to put colored pins on it, and that's going to fix it. I was thinking maybe like having some borders, but then I remembered on the other side, I wrote to the very edge, so that's not going to work. As always, I love to go in and put dots on all of my work. I'm using Posca paint pens. Posca, sponsor me. I'm a huge fan of Posca paint pens. So I'm just kind of going over it, really trying to make it pop, and it's just nothing is working the way I would want it to. I'm actually quite sad about this because, you know, a lot of times we'll envision things when we're an artist, and then when you actually take it to application, it doesn't necessarily turn out the way in which you were hoping it would. So you can see I'm creating a hot mess. It's just getting uglier and uglier by the moment. And you know, people are so funny on social media. I get a lot of, oh my God, your work, I love it, blah, blah. Now, come on, y'all, it's ugly. So I picked up the Dilutions paint here, and I thought, I've got to just paint over this. Well, it's not the easiest to paint over. Her paint is a little bit transparent, translucent. So this painting over part was not easy by any means, but I do really love the color, and I do love Dilutions paint. So I went over this, but then I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, I can still see the words underneath, and it's like all one color, which actually I really like this color a lot with the idea in which I'm doing. So now I'm just kind of getting in I'm trying to get as many layers on as possible to try to cover that up, because why would I use gesso? I mean, let's be real. Why would I use gesso, which would have been the smart thing to do, but I just kind of wanted to get it done. So yeah, you can see that I'm just kind of painting over this and hoping for the best. I'm also taking time to try to make sure that I don't paint over her, because I do not want to paint over her. And I've actually been wanting to use this piece for a really long time, this magazine piece for a long time. So I was being a little extra careful. I was being extra. But anyway, so yeah, this is just me painting over. So now I've decided that it's still the words that I originally had written are still popping through. So I had the brilliant idea to add more layers. I do like that the orange is coming through on the pink. And you see here I painted under her chin in pink. I should have done that in this color orange because it would have been, because orange is on this page and under her chin is on the orange page. But, you know, it is what it is, not that big of a deal. But yeah, so I really actually like this two-toned kind of, you know, the left hand being one side and the right hand being the other. And I do really like that the colors are vibrant and positive and, like, you know, they pop. So that always puts a smile on my face. All right, so now I'm going in with another, like a deeper orange, and I'm trying to leave a little bit of her with there's the 4 colors that I used in case you were wondering. And yeah, so now apparently we're already on to the collage part. I got inspired to do ransom art recently. Our garden teacher, Miss Shana, was doing some sort of like ransom art. We have an auction at our school and the whole thing. So I got really pumped about it. So here I'm going through and I'm just looking for all of the letters that I would need. And you know, here I have now found them. So I must have cut that short. But anyway, I'm using UHU stick, organizing my letters how I want them to go. And the quote says, of course, radiate positivity on the daily. Oh, look, here's my hand. So I was drying and with a heat gun, and I totally burned my hand and it hurt. So now here I am back to figuring out what order I want them to go on to. And what I was saying before is that on my other channel, this is like the header quote, because I feel like this world is just so negative, and it doesn't mean that we're, you know, positive every moment of the day or anything like that. Of course not. But this world is so negative, and so I say, you know, the more positive you can be, the better. We need more positivity in this world. So yeah, I'm just going to glue these down, and then once I'm happy with that, you'll see that I'll come back in with a Posca paint pen. Now, Posca, I love you. I am a huge fan. I use you in my art all the time. So Posca, hashtag sponsor me. I actually had to move these up a little bit because it wasn't going to fit right. And then, like, I don't know, I just thought it needed to be moved. And I was thinking about syllabication here so that it would make sense. But yeah, so just quickly putting these down. And now what I'm going to do is grab that Posca pen, do that little final check, happy. And what I really like to do is draw dots. It's like my signature in my artwork. Almost all of my artwork will have some sort of dots in there. I told you, see, Posca. I'm not fronting. I love me some Posca. And I always put dots in the hair, and for whatever reason I just started outlining her in gold, which I really liked, but then I kind of forgot to do the rest of her hair. Well, I mean, I'm doing it right there, but I don't know why I just stopped. It was so bizarre, because that's normally I'll finish all the hair kind of. So now I'm going through and adding purple sparkle Posca to, I'm showing you my finger again there, or my hand there, so that at least like kind of the outfit tends to pop a little bit more. Now Vicky Papanou, I think that's her name on YouTube, she does that with her big brush markers. I didn't like the look of it, so I immediately wiped it off. You do have a little leeway time with like Posca. Now on these like corners, I'm going to do 2 diagonal corners, and the what I'm drawing here matches kind of the jawline of her face. And just like that, we're done. Let's go ahead and take a look at the final pictures. Of one of my videos. I know that's not always the easiest thing to do, but if you want to see more, you can click over here to check them out. And it's totally okay because it's called binge watching and we all do it. So enjoy.